Angela Irene. Thank you so much for joining us here at A Budget Life. Happy June. I can't believe we are almost halfway through the year, but here we are. All right, gang, this is what we've got going on this time around. We have our budget. We have $4,420. That is my husband's salary. We are a single income family. We have our sinking funds, our cash envelopes. We have our savings challenges. And our savings challenges are funded by what's left in our cash envelopes. So we will go ahead and do that first. But I did want to ask if anyone was going to do a no spend challenge this month. If you do and you need one, I've got this no spend challenge and our June calendar, plus a few savings challenges that are new up in the Angela Irene Budgets Facebook page. And I'll link that somewhere here. So if you need any of these, go over there. We have other things too. We have our 52-week savings challenge we're going to do some work on. We have a little bit going into the 100 envelope challenge. And then we're going to have some for our Show Me the Money Honey and Rolling the Dice. Before we can do any of that though, let's find out what we have left for May in our cash envelopes. Now, I don't have like really high expectations. Groceries are killing us. We used a lot of the meat from our freezer last month. So I've tried to stock up a little bit. Ooh, meat was really expensive. So I have the 100 left, which I'm happy. But I don't have anything else. I mean, I was scraping for change for my last order. And ooh, wasn't good. There's nothing in gas. Gas is well over $5 a gallon again. I had a little bit in health. I didn't do anything in pet needs, so I should have that whole 15 here. I didn't tap into miscellaneous, I know that. And, okay, we were at the gas station a lot, so of course the eating out, you know, the Slurpee, yeah, the Slurpee fund is gone. Okay, so let's see. I know it's not going to be the most we've ever had. At least it's still something. I'm happy because this is how we fund our savings challenges. If it doesn't come out of those envelopes, we don't have anything for the savings challenges. All right, we have 1, 20, 40, 60, 75. Hey, you know what? I will take that. Okay, let's put that aside. We'll work on that later. Let me just grab the money for these because, you know, it doesn't really change too much during the month, and we'll talk about it. Okay, before we go ahead and stuff those, let's talk about June a little bit. Not too much is going to change here. The only real difference is going to be our 52-week challenge because we do have 5 weekend days. So I will be filling 5 of the envelopes as opposed to 4, which is, you know, typical. So for our 100 envelope challenge, we're going to have a whole whopping $5. So I will just put it in there and we'll let it ride. You know, we'll fill it eventually. Our house bills represent $1,335. The rest of our bills, $1,175. Our cash envelopes are $1,225. I did drop that gas down to $5.50. Okay, it's getting a little scary, and I have a feeling that we may have to go back up to $600, but we're working on it. I'm gonna let it ride one more month. We'll see how we do. The sinking funds are $440. We're going to put an extra $100 towards our auto loan, which is $230. My husband wants to retire. He really needs to retire for his sanity, but we've got to pay this off. So we're going to work extra hard at getting that taken care of, but we still need to put some stuff together in savings. Savings can absolutely save your budget in some sort of catastrophe. So I'm going to keep plugging away at it. It's not a lot going over there into the savings challenges, but we do need to keep going. All right, so that was the budget. Not too much is changing here. All right, the groceries. This is the category that I have a love-hate relationship with. I'm sure you do too. Sometimes I can really stretch this and we do much better. Last month was not one of those months. We ran out a lot of meat. So I did have to buy more meat than I normally have been lately. So that's why this one's killing us right now. This is going to be $500. 100, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 3, 20, 40, 60, 80. 4, 20, 40, 60, 80, and 5. This is the category that I genuinely, I struggle with sometimes. And then, you know, it really depends on what's going on. If you've got a good loss leader, you know, like if you have like an LD or a Winco, we don't have an LD within several hundred miles of us. We do have a Winco that I do get to, but then, you know, it becomes a double-edged sword for us because of this category. I drive an older SUV. It's a gas guzzler. So we have to really pick and choose our battles of what we, you know, what we do. Okay, gas for us, we're going to keep it at $5.50. We'll let it ride one more time. 100, 200, 300, 20, 40, 60, 80. 4, 20, 40, 60, 80. 5, 10, 20, 30, 45, and 50. How is the gas in your guys' area doing? Like I said, ours is back over 5. Sometimes you'll find one of the smaller gas stations will drop down to like 4.85, but we're really above 5 again. Health. Have you noticed toilet paper and stuff going up again? Ooh, that was a little bit of a shock. I think that's why this envelope was really, really stretched thin this time too. This is 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, and 1. Our pet needs 15, and this is if we run out of like doggy cookies. I make her food, so I'm not paying that expense anymore. And that too is adding to our grocery bill too. Miscellaneous, we did drop that down to 40. It was 50. And as much as I don't like to pull from envelopes to satisfy another envelope, but if I, for some reason, really bomb out in gas, I will steal from this one. Eating out is 20. That's all we allow ourselves now. And really, it's not really even eating out. It's our Slurpee addiction. All right, so that's our cash envelopes. That's 1,225. You know, this part, I usually stop here, but what I have been doing, let me grab this one, to make sure we do have something saved out of this no matter what happens. I am pulling out $80. It doesn't really matter from what categories. And every month I'm putting away $80 just to make sure that we do in fact get something. I mean, if something really goes sideways and the economy dips or whatever is going on, all of a sudden we've got, $7 gas or whatever, I need to make sure that I am still saving. So I am making sure that I yank out $80 right off the bat, because, I mean, if I can't save $80 in a month, I'm not working hard enough. So we absolutely are doing it. 20, 40, 60, 80. And then at least at the end of the year, I'm guaranteed to be able to put something in savings. Like I said, my husband plans on retiring, and we're going to be like most Americans and, not have probably everything that we should have saved. So I need to keep working, need to work harder. This is going to make sure that I do. So now I'll go ahead and I'll put these away. And then let's do the sinking funds, because at least that's savings. And that's, that's a little fun. So let's do that. I think one of the biggest changes to our budget over the years would be the sinking funds. I have really honed our sinking funds down to the things that absolutely just kill our budget on a regular basis. Back in the day, Christmas would be charging everything up and then trying the next year to pay it all off and then charging it all up again. It was a really vicious cycle, and we always ended up paying interest on everything that we bought. And, same thing for, our birthdays, and Mother's Day, Father's Day, which we always have like a nice big dinner for those days. So that kind of thing just really, once we sat down and looked at our budget and figured out really what is killing us, it was stuff like this. And what a sinking fund is, if you're new here, it is basically saving for something you absolutely know about. You're not just saving for the future or an emergency, although I do have emergency in here because if you've been with us long enough, Murphy's Law, there was written for us, by us, about us. If it can go wrong, it will. So emergency for me is a known thing. It's not a guesstimate at this point. So this would be something you know about, whether you've got a down payment for, an insurance policy, or whether it's gas or propane or whatever it may be that some big expense is coming. You just break it up a little each month. Usually I work on a yearly basis. I will divide, especially for birthdays, I know when they're coming. I've got 12 months in between, so I will divide that by 12, and that's what I save each month for what I want to, what I know my end result will be. Like the birthdays, those are $120. I know it's going to be 12 months to save for it. It's $10 a month. So that's what we do. So let's work on Christmas. This one's really easy. This one is $200. And then we have the 5 birthdays. We have the 3 kids. We have my folks. And then I have us. Each one of these will get $10. Like I said, whether, if you have like 6 months to save for something, then you just divide whatever your dollar amount is. Let's say you need to save $500. You just divide that by how many months you have available to save. And then that'll tell you how much you've got to save each month until, whatever that item is due. So for us, once we really, really took a good look at our budget, figured out what was going on with our budget, it was stuff like this. Every time we turned around, it was somebody's birthday. I was charging something, buying something, and then, the budget would kind of just go out the window. So for us, it was that deep, deep dive, that really hard look at the numbers. And a lot of people don't want to take the time to do that. You hear it a lot. Get out your last 3 months of statements and really look. But you really don't know all the ins and outs, that $4, extra, drink at Starbucks, or that hamburger you picked up, or, all these little things, they add up really fast. And it may not seem like a lot, but all of a sudden you get to the end of the month and where did all the money go? That's how you do it. A deep dive it's stuff like this that you figure out where your money is going and how to help yourself. I mean, you work hard, right? I mean, money isn't just growing on trees. You need to make it work for you, and you have to get the most out of it as you can. We have, I'm on my soapbox again, preaching. I'm really, really sorry, but I'm really passionate about these. I really am. Can you tell? All right, we have 3 anniversaries. We have my folks, we have our youngest and her husband, now our son, and then we have us, and each one is $10. Our little newlywed couple. And we will have an announcement with them pretty soon. Very excited. Okay, and like I said, Mother's Day and Father's Day, that's each $10. Usually we all get together and we have, a really nice dinner, and we have a really pretty dessert. And, when the pandemic and everything hit, we really did figure out that we really didn't need to go out and spend a bunch of money at a restaurant. We could have as much fun and really better selection of food at home. So that's what we've done lately. The subscriptions, not everybody's really happy with this one. This is $40, but this would be our Amazon, our AAA, because, we do have older vehicles, and our Norton. And it's $40. And yes, this is important to us. These are things that we do need. If I absolutely had to cut something out, I would start cutting these, but until I can't, I'm going to keep that one. We've used AAA more times than I can count. And then our emergency. This one, Like I said, things happen all the time to us. All right, the sinking funds, I call them our little lifelines, $440. It does represent, about 10% of our budget, but in the long run, saves us more heartache and frustration and stress by doing it that way. So take a look at sinking funds. I think that might be something that really might be able to help you. Well, it's kind of unavoidable. Let's pay the bills. First up will be the house binder. This is pretty much everything revolving around our house. We do share a property with my parents. We sold our house and moved on to the property when we started having some health issues and whatnot in the family. So this kind of worked out for the better of everybody. We did downsize, which kind of helps a little bit with the electric. So that's always nice. That was $400. This is our portion of the bills for the actual mortgage part of it. The electric, we did have $400. We're now trying $375 to see if we can make that work as our average for the whole year. I mean, obviously some months are going to be over that, some months are going to be under that. So we're really hoping in the end that will be the average. So I can keep it steady at $375 and keep the budget kind of normal. So I'm not fluctuating a bunch. 100, 200, 300, 50, 70, and 5. And we're on a well. We do have an extra freezer. So this one tends to stay in that range. Okay, the insurance, this would be both for everything inside our home, and it does include our mobile policy as well. Now it's $280. Like everybody else, it seems like lately, we've already been warned that, especially here in California, prices will be going up. It sounds like our insurance carrier has asked for an increase, and it sounds like the insurance commissioner is going to grant it for them. So I think this is going to go up again. So let's hope not, shall we? 100, 200, 20, 40, 60, and 80. And for people, older folks, clean records, and I mean, our policy went up. It was a bunch, and I'm sure you might be feeling that too. So I don't know, shopping around, we had a lot of folks say, hey, shop around. And we did, and it still was the cheapest. So, I don't know what we're going to do there. I don't think that one's going to go down. I think that one's pretty much going to stay high. Okay, WLC, water, laundry, and doggy cookies. The well is on my folks' side, so we kick in for that. Same thing as when I do laundry. It's using their electricity and using the water on that from that pump. And then doggy cookies. Mom buys the rotund child who unfortunately she's not having her best day. So I'm really hoping she starts getting to feeling a little better. This is $60. We do have a garbage service, and it's $20. Okay, and propane, I'm going to keep this at $100. Unfortunately, propane goes up along the lines of the gas. So I'm going to keep it at $100, but I have a feeling that we may have to increase that. But for now, that's $100. And repairs, the house is getting older, and so we're starting to try to repair things as we go, and that's $100. Okay. That was all things house related. This is $1,335. Let me grab the rest of the bills. These would be the normal bills, not relating to the house. Okay, the life insurance is $20. This is for the kids. We've got those grow up plans. Had them since they were little. Cable, that is $310. This also does incorporate our landline, which is, we live out in the middle of nowhere, so a lot of times we have cell phone issues, if something's going on. So landline is still part of our deal, and our internet. 100, 200, 310. Okay, the cell, this is 45, 20, 40, and 5. We don't have anything fancy schmancy. We don't need too much there. Media, this is obviously streaming, so this is 20. DMV, okay, I do usually end up with questions regarding DMV. No, I don't pay DMV every month, but I save. I know what it's going to be roughly year over year, so I divide it by 12, and then I save a little each month. That way when this bill comes, ooh, and they seem to be back to back to back. Somehow, we don't have a nice spacing with our registration. So saving is key. 50, 70, 80, and 5. So we do only pay once a year for each of the vehicles. We just save each month. I break it out. Auto maintenance is 80. I'm a firm believer in if you take care of your vehicle, it'll take care of you. 20, 40, 60, 80. Don't get me wrong, we've had an actual lemon car. So, that one, I don't care what we would have done with. But mostly, everything else, we take care of it. It'll take care of us. Okay, the 4K loan. This is 335. This one and the car loan we have to pay off before my husband can retire. 100, 200, 300, 20, 30, and 5. Okay, and the car loan, this is 230. Okay, 1, 2, 20, 30 plus the extra 100 that we're going to pay. So this one is actually going to be 330. Hey, every little bit is going to help. Get that taken care of. And glasses, we already know that my poor husband, he's going to have his eyes done again next year. And these glasses were $600. So it looks like they will probably adjust everything, and then it's probably going to be another $600. So I am saving and hoping that it's not. But, and if not, you know what? I'll probably end up with them too. So, all right. This represents the rest of our bills, $1,175. Now we get to back some more fun. Let's go ahead and let's work on our savings challenges. All right, and as I mentioned earlier, our 52-week savings challenge, this time around, instead of 4, it's one of those oddballs that's going to have 5 payments this time around. So we're working on week 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26, which should wrap up this side of the savings challenge, which is, I love that. Okay, week 22, this is going to be $30. Week 23 is $20. 24 is $40. 25 is $20. And 26 is $30. All right. And once we stuff those in there, we will have $710. I am working on the 20-30, 20-40 pattern with our savings challenge for this particular 52 week. Some people do week 1, you save $1, week 2, you save $2, up until 52. At the end of the month, at the end of the year when we did that, by the time we got to December, trying to do Christmas and, holiday food and last minute stuff, and then try to put in like $200 just wasn't working. So I broke it out, and then I just did alternating 20-30, 20-40, And except for the very last week of the year, I'm doing 10. So that will bring our total to 1,400 when we finish this. All right, let me go ahead and stuff these in my little binder here. I thought it was so cute. I love this little thing. It is a little challenging because we're still bending money. We're folding money. And I don't know about your bank, but yeah, my bank is a real kind of pain in the patootie. And they don't really care for folded, bent money. It's money, right? So, yeah, this may be the last time I use this one. I don't know. But let me go ahead and fill these. Okay. So we have our 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26. And because we only get paid the once a month, I pull it all and just get it stuffed already. I don't have it kind of hanging out because I don't want to spend it. And, you know, things like that definitely happen. All right, unfortunately, with that having the extra week attached to it, our 100 envelope savings challenge is only going to be, and it represents actually the last of our cash, is $5. So I already have just a single $1 bill, and here's a 5. So we'll go ahead and we'll let that ride because I really don't have anything small enough. I have an 11, so I'm not quite there. So I'll just hang on to it and we'll keep it for next time. And we still have the money that we had from the cash envelopes. So I'll go ahead and grab my other savings challenges and we'll get these filled. All right, and these are the savings challenges that we finished already. We have Breaking the Bank and Savings by Numbers. We did finish those. We have 500 for that one and 400 for this one. So in my little savings binder here, I did put these two in the very back. So we don't have to worry about those two anymore. All right, rolling the dice. Let's put 15, and that will take care of the 4, 5, and 6 right here. So let's go ahead and just fill those in really quick. Okay, that'll take care of those. So hey, at least we have a row, so that'll be 15. This one usually takes me the longest because I don't usually have a ton of small bills left. Okay, and the other one we have left to go will be Show Me the Money, Honey. This, when we're done, will be 400. So I'm going to put the $160 towards it. So let's do... Never had so much trouble with coloring. I know I'm not fabulous at art, but goodness gracious. Okay. So that was $160. Okay, that represents quite a bit for this one. I think we'll finish this one. Then we'll work really, really hard on rolling the dice, which is 200. And Show Me the Money, Honey is 400. And then once we finish these, which I'm going to say once, because we're going to finish these, I will start working on the 100 envelope challenge and then maybe a little extra savings challenge during whatever month. You know, maybe we'll come up with something fun for October, so, you know, something like that. We'll find out. Okay, gang, we did it. That was, you know what? Halfway through the year, we are making progress. I am really excited. I hope you are budgeting. I hope you're happy with where you're sitting with your budgeting. But remember to always give yourself grace. You know what? We're human. Things happen. Challenges come up. So remember to give yourself a little grace. If you fall off the wagon, start again the next day. Just keep trying. Gang, check me out on Facebook. Like I said, we are working on the Angela Irene's Budget Life library. So, you know, like all of our savings challenges are there. So if you want to try one, you know, give it a go. Have fun. Save in yourself. Invest in yourself. So come see us over there. Come share your story. We'd love to hear from you. Have a wonderful, wonderful month. I hope everyone is well. Be safe. Be kind. We'll see you next time.